number 2, something I want to talk about today is something I see a lot of. So I told y'all I retired after 28 years working in public safety. Well, I decided to take another chance at life, and I went to work at a Harley dealership. Something I always wanted to do, being a Harley Davidson enthusiast and rider. I ended up liking the Harley work lifestyle as well. So one of the interesting things that I get to do at the shop in talking to customers and dealing with things and what they are interested in a bike is, you know, obviously getting them on the right motorcycle and allowing them to get their dream machine. A lot of people are always asking, what's the best tire? What's the best windshield? What's the best handlebars? And a lot of people that come in as customers know they want a specific bike, like a Road Glide, for example. They know they want a Road Glide, and they want this specific exhaust, and they want these kind of handlebars. And when you start asking them about why they want that stuff, you don't really get good answers other than, well, that's what my friends have. So why does your friend like those bars? Why does your friend like that exhaust? You know, like windshields. Why does your friend like that windshield? Because it makes a difference. I'm 5'6". I like something that other people may not like. You know, my 9-inch Clockworks windshield may be too short for somebody who's 6'6". But for me, it works. So one of the things I think is important when you're looking at modifications to do to your motorcycle, and that is the beautiful thing about a Harley Davidson motorcycle. I think the only 2 vehicles in the whole world that are more customizable, just simply because sheer numbers, but I think that would be a Ford Mustang and a Jeep Wrangler. And like I said, just because simply more people drive, but Harley is very customizable. It's different than a lot of other metric bikes. You can do some customizing to other bikes, but you know, Harley has a bunch of parts and accessories that you can put on to give that motorcycle a finishing touch or change some things out, as well as the aftermarket world is just over the top with what you can buy and put on your motorcycle to make it yours and change it out. So I think one of the big things is when you're looking at things to do to your motorcycle, keep in mind it is your motorcycle. It's not your friend's motorcycle. It's not the guy down the streets. It's not the guy online. And on social media, different forums that are out there, people are always asking, what is the best product? Different components for your motorcycle. The problem with that is everybody has a different body size, style, different features. Maybe they have some form of, you know, disability or something that would make what that customer sees as important to them different. You know, people are the variable in the motorcycle world. Instead of saying what is the best, what do you have and why? People don't do enough explaining when they are doing the, you know, what's the best windshield? What windshield do you have, and why is it that you have the windshield? Why do you favor that windshield? I have had several different windshields. Matter of fact, I've got 4 technically, if you include the stock windshield for this bike. But I've had a couple of other windshields given to me that people didn't like. I tried them out, and one of them is much taller, and the curve is right in my field of view. So that creates a problem for me having clear visibility. So when you look at different things, people are variable. You need to know why people like things. It doesn't necessarily make it the best. It just makes it the best in their opinion. So I ask people all the time, why? You ask me, why did you get the 9-inch Clockworks windshield? And I will tell you openly and honestly, number one, I like the way that it looks. It adds a nice stylish component to the front of the motorcycle. Why did you choose black? Well, I had a smoked one before, and I like the black one. And I had the windshield given to me, so free is my favorite price. So I definitely won't complain. But why the 9-inch windshield? Simply because it works for me. I'm 5'6". I can see over the top of the windshield. It does an excellent job of pushing the wind up and over me based on my body size. Now, that's not to say that somebody who's 6'6" isn't going to like a 9-inch windshield. It's something you definitely have to check out. Some dealerships have demo windshields. I know Clockworks does demo windshields, so you can put it on and try the different heights out. But I would definitely look for something or someone that has the ability to allow you to demo a product before you make a purchase. That's where a lot of people end up spending a lot of money on motorcycle gear. Trust me, I'm one of the biggest offenders of that. But you buy things before you know really what you want, or you know how that product will work for you. And sometimes there is just no way to demo something. It doesn't always work that way. You know, seats, that's a big topic of conversation online. What's the best seat? You know, a lot of people like Saddlemen, for example. Why is it that you like Saddlemen? What is the benefit to owning a Saddlemen? And how does it feel? But coincidentally, there's a lot of people out there selling Saddlemen motorcycle seats. So, does that mean it's a bad product? No. Does it mean that people don't give the product a chance? Yeah, a lot of times. Seats, for example, are super important to give it a good test run. A lot of seats, like Saddlemen, Mustang, that are out there, a lot of them have a very high density foam seat inside the seat cover. And with a high density foam, when you originally sit on it, or initially sit on it, it feels very firm. But it's designed that way on purpose, because really, if you're out riding and you're doing a lot of riding, you want that seat to hold up as your butt compresses on it over a period of time. If you have a seat that's really soft when you sit on it, that's great. When you originally sit on the seat, it's nice and soft, and your little tushy is very happy about that. But if you go for a ride for a long time, it becomes uncomfortable. So there's a trade-off in some of those things, and seats are a big one. I saw a guy talking about seats the other day. The guy was talking about his road sofa, and he gave some very good feedback on why he liked the road sofa. And he even put a caveat in his comment that you know, you got about a 500-mile break-in period on a seat. Well, if that's being the case, and you're going to have a break-in period on that, you just can't buy a seat, ride for 30 minutes and be like, I hate it, and get rid of it, because now you're just kind of wasting money. Those cases where people are given the good feedback, it is very helpful, because it prevents people from just going out and spending a whole bunch of money for nothing, because this is a very expensive lifestyle. I mean, when you swap out a seat, exhaust, bars, I mean, sometimes you're $2, $3, $4 grand, depending on what you're doing. The big thing is, you know, try to do some research, try to get some opinions from people that actually have it. Don't pay attention as to it's the best, but why is it that they purchased that, and why do they like it? Why does it work well for them? have on my motorcycle is the best by any means. It's stuff that I like. I like my bike to perform and fit me like I want it to, and that's how I base setting my motorcycle up. I changed out a lot of stuff on this 2016 Road Glad Special to have a lot of black components on it, because that's me. That's how I like the motorcycle. I have the 12-inch fat baggers handlebars. They are the 1.5 inch, and they are pointed. So that's one thing. When I knew I wanted to get some taller handlebars for a better fit and function, I decided that I wanted to go with some pretty big meaty bars, and I knew I liked the points to them, so that's why I went with these specific bars compared to anything that's out there. Now, exhaust. That's another big topic. What's the best exhaust out there? Best exhaust is the one that you enjoy hearing. I've had a couple of different exhausts on motorcycles. I've had Vance and Hines, I've had D&D, I've had Reinhardt's on my 05 Ultra. I had D&D Fat Cat on my 2010 Ultra. And the first time I heard a bike with tabs on it, my head spun around my desk and I was wondering what in the world is that joyful noise. It was tab performance pipes, and I really enjoyed that sound, so I switched my exhaust out because I want my motorcycle to sound like I want it to sound. Some people like things super loud, some people like things obnoxiously loud. I like people to be able to hear me. I think it provides you know, a sense of safety because they can hear you before they can see you. But I really like the sound of the tabs because it's got a really deep rumble to me. It reminds me of a old muscle car. So I've got the 4.5 inch BAM sticks, a zombie baffle in there, and like I said, I enjoy them. I also have the Tab True Dual head pipes on it, so it does give it some better performance aspects to that. And that's the thing to consider too when you go with an exhaust. What are you going to do with the exhaust? Are you just going to do slip-ons? Are you going to change out your head pipes as well? Because especially with the newer M8s, you know, with the open air filter on the 21s and up, you do not have to do any tuning if you're just going to put slip-ons on, because you already have a high flow air intake on the motorcycle. It's already tuned for that setup. So if you just do slip-ons, you don't have to do anything else to it, and you end up saving some money that way. If you go with a full exhaust, you're definitely going to have to change your air intake, and you're going to have to change your fuel output. And now you get into tuners, and you know, what's the best tuner out there, and you know, dyno expenses, because you want to have your bike tuned properly, because otherwise it won't run properly and will sound funny or backfire, and you get a lot of diesel popping. So there's plenty of options out there when it comes to all sorts of motorcycle components. And what's the best? Like I said, the best is what works for you. Don't always take other people's judgment if they don't have any feedback to give you as to why they think that is the best. To the root, there is no answer as to what is the best of anything. You know, what's the best product out there. Everybody's always going to have an opinion, but you need to ask people why. Try to go sometimes and do some demos. Find somebody that's got something that you can use or borrow. Dealerships do demos on seats and windshields sometimes. So try those things out before you buy them, or like I said, get some research. But at the end of the day, it's your damn motorcycle. Put on it what you want, make it look how you want, make it perform how you want. One thing about motorcycling is you're always going to get out of it what you put into it. If you go for a short ride a couple of times a week and that's what you do, then great. But you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So that's one thing to consider, is what am I looking at getting out of riding? And like I said, I set my bike up to meet my specific requirements and what I want and what I need in my bike, and that's how I work it. If you guys like what you're hearing and seeing on the channel, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also comment in the section below, what's your favorite modification you've done to your motorcycle? Maybe your comment will help somebody else pick something for their motorcycle based on your valuable feedback. Remember, as always guys, while you are out there riding and enjoying life, thank somebody who allows us to be out riding free. And until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.